Hey guys, how's it going today? Not too bad here myself, kind of on the downside. I think I might have to sell a truck. Simply because I had some unexpected expenses come up and gotta pay for things somehow, right? Now, it would be Project Red, unfortunately, that I'm thinking of selling. I don't know, I don't want to. I've had a lot of fun with that truck. I've put a lot into that truck and I don't want to have to get rid of it, but I don't want to end up in a situation either. So, if you're interested in a two-wheel drive slash that is tough as nails and has already proven what it can do just through the videos alone, get a hold of me. It may end up for sale within the next week. Other than that, what have I been up to? Well, hands are still pretty clean considering, well, I guess it's this hand that's dirty, but before they get much greasier, I thought I should stop and film the intro and explain what I'm doing today so far, or at least what I'm trying to. When I took not Project Red, when I took Clifford out yesterday, things were pretty squeaky. There's quite a bit of grit down into areas where only a full disassembly can really allow you to clean it up the way it should be. So there's the complete rear. You see the diff sitting in there, and look just how dirty things have gotten down inside of there. That's not acceptable. Things need to be a little bit cleaner than that, especially when you got bearings and moving parts that are all grinding against each other. So I figured this might be a wise move to take it all apart. Is there just other pieces to it? You look, I already got a dead bearing right there. It should look like the yellow one next to it, but it doesn't. Come on, give me a good focus. You get the idea. And here's a lot of the front components and the chassis. Everything just out, chilling. So I'll be spending a good portion of today tearing apart those diffs, cleaning them right out, putting them back together with new grease and everything. Just making sure everything is 100% okay and good to go again, and clean for the most part. Clean. Notice the glasses? If you look closely, I'm not sure if you catch it with the light on them, but from scrubbing the parts and just that splatter that comes off everything. Messy job, but it's worth doing. Okay, so this is whereabouts I am now. This is the front bulkhead, front diff. And I've already cleaned and rebuilt the diff. The ring gear inside, everything was actually pretty clean inside the diff. So I didn't even actually have to pull apart the diff cup and look at the spider gears. I did put a proper pin. Now if you are a Summit owner, you know that the T-lock for locking your diffs, no, that's not vape juice, that is cooking oil and 3-in-1 oil mixed together, because that's all I have. Now, of course, I go to show you guys, hang on. This tiny little pin, that's what I was just looking for. That is what I had in the T-lock. For when you engage it, it helps to, well, it locks the differential. That little pin is the main action of the play. If it's not there, then it doesn't do the job. Now, that was just what I had on hand at the time when I first put it together. I did not have the proper pin. The proper pin, mind you not this long, should be closer to that diameter. So you can see why that pin down here, the little one, has got a slight bend to it. So I put a proper pin in the differential. So everything is going to be a-okay with that. Hopefully it won't be as loose feeling. Now, I noticed something. My steering components, these pieces here, I'm going to have to put them together still. I cleaned them up. They were had quite a bit of, it's not quite dirt and it's not quite grease, but it's an even mix of the two. I took it all apart because I realized I was missing a bearing the whole time. You see where this yellow bearing is in here? I just put that in. That's brand new Acer bearing. And it wasn't there the first time. So when I was torquing it down, tightening it down, trying to take out some of the action of the servo saver, it wasn't doing anything because it didn't have the space of that bearing and it wasn't seating even. Now going back together, having that nice and strong steering servo, it should be a notable difference. I wanted to also mention, when I put my diff cover back together, like the whole differential, I did the ring gear with this. And this is super lube. It's a pain in the butt because there's a glare, but it's a multi-purpose Teflon lubricant. So we're going to see if that makes a bit of a ease on the parts. It stays pretty clean in there, so I was able to put lots in, not worry about dirt, grease holding the dirt in there. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure you know what I mean. So yeah, that's the progress so far. It's only about 3 in the afternoon, and I started this around noon. Not really rushing, just taking my time, trying to put everything back together nice and clean and precise. And yes, my coffee table became my workshop for the day. One of the benefits of having a workshop, coffee table, living room set up like I'm doing today is I can sit and watch Android Box. And on my Android Box, I love watching the old classics. I just went through all of Beverly Hillbillies, and now I'm on to Gilligan's Island. And I never noticed the first season didn't actually say that they did in the song. They didn't include the Professor and Marianne. They just said "and the rest." So why leave off 2 people? But in the second season, once they discovered Technicolor, they started crediting them. So yeah, I'm season 2, episode 16 so far on that. But it's something to watch while I do my work and pass the time. So here's the steering apparatus, and if you notice that big old washer that I put in there, and I know for a fact it's already a lot, see that? I can't even do it one-handed now. It takes a lot more pressure to move that servo saver. I wouldn't recommend doing this unless you have a metal geared servo, something that's not going to just chip or break the teeth inside the servo gear, or inside the servo, the gears that turn it. Let's see, what was that again? The servo I'm using is a Hi-Tech HS 5645 MG for metal gears. And this one here has 143 ounces of torque at 4.8 volts, and then if you program it, I guess you can turn that voltage up, put a BEC in, and get the full power out of it. Maybe it'll even turn the trenchers. I don't know. We won't find out how effective this little washer going in there really is, as well as having the proper bearings seated in. Was it this part? Yeah, it was this part. I didn't have a bearing in here. The whole time I've been running Clifford, there was no bearing in there. Now I'm on to the rear end of the truck. So rear bulkheads, the differential. Just look at how filthy that really is. The truck may go anywhere, but it brings some of that anywhere back with it. I've got the bearings out except for these 2. I'm just going to soak in some oil for a few hours, recondition those seals a little bit, and relubricate everything. And when it all goes back together, I use some more of that Teflon grease in between the inner and outer bearing, so that, yeah, kind of self-explanatory, right? I've already cleaned up the front arms, the rear arms. So now the next couple hours to really do a nice detailed thorough cleaning of these. Joy. What fun, eh? And so everything is clean. Both the front module and the rear module completely back together. I think all I really have to do now before I finish up is figure out which springs were front, which were back, and then kind of get them all to the tensions where I want them. As well, I want to flip this bumper mount. Yeah, that's not attached yet. Everything's just kind of sitting here. And as you can see, everything is nice and clean. And remember I showed you guys that diff earlier, how dirty everything was there, how filthy everything was back in there. I think the only thing left to do is reassemble. I've got a bucket of screws. Got another little thing of screws over there. One was for front, one was for back. some of the screws I couldn't find specific, so I just looked at the exploded view, which tells you what screws you need for length, and I just went by that. So Clifford shall be back together at least by tomorrow, but I realized that I've been plugging away at cleaning and reassembling, well, dismantling, cleaning and reassembling, replacing bearings, not all the bearings, but just a couple of them here or there, and it's like 10:30 at night. So I guess I should get to editing the vlog, take a break from my work on the truck. I did take a little break earlier. I went out and took Megas for a boot, and I tell you, that Castle Power is something else. And that glue that I got from Peter, Amazing Hobbies, Peter, if you're watching this, that glue's no good, man. That glue's no good. My tires blew off the car. I'll show you. You can see how it's all cracked and broken. I can just freely pull it away. And that was clean. This tire was soaked and basically cleaned with a sponge and dish soap. Same with the rim before I painted it. And it didn't hold worth a crap. Like, look at that. So I need to get good tire glue, or if somebody out there has some tire glue they want to help me out with, so I can get these things back on here. Plus I'm going to need tire glue when those new tires show up, because I'm going to strap them. But I mean, the strapping worked for the one or two passes that it did before it let go. There was no ballooning going on, so that is a big plus. The strapping method does work if you do it right. But I'm going to have to do it all over again, because that glue was garbage. That's like a day gone to waste. But you can't be upset about it. I mean, it's glue, really. Being upset won't get the tires stuck back on the rims. So I'll figure that out as soon as I can. As for now, I gotta get to editing this vlog. Should be simple. Hopefully be a simple, easy edit tonight with no issues from the computer. Alright, think positive, stay positive. We'll see you here tomorrow. Good night, vlog over.